From the top rope, this is the Squared Circus.
Square! Ah! That's the occult phenomenon. You know what I think?
Recording in progress.
I realize I like paint.
That was a botch. Hold on.
So, anyway, that's how it's gonna go.
Nope. Anyway,
it's not.
So, it's not in progress anymore.
Do you recognize this shirt? Do you recognize this shirt?
I do not.
I bought this shirt many years ago when I was visiting you in Phoenix at Savers. I still have it.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, I remember. Because you're like, I wanted to go. Yeah.
It was $3. You thought I was ridiculous because look how ridiculous this shirt is. Nobody can see it. It's very loud.
It is ridiculous. Why are you wearing two handkerchiefs and your shirt and your ponytail and a bun?
Don't forget my red sunglasses. And
anyway, that's ridiculous.
I feel like being ridiculous tonight. Maybe we could put a picture of this somewhere so people can know what you're talking about.
Yes.
So
who actually
gives a shit.
Hmm? Yeah.
Two dudes talking about the women's division.
Yeah. What we there was that article that I sent. Well, no, the one girl that was saying how they're having many issues.
Lufisto.
And no one seems to be happy. And now that's you gotta take that with a grain of salt. You don't know if it's just a bitter person that's angry, but it made me think though that the women's division has gone down a lot. Like they started doing a little bit momentum, and then it just seems like you could tell that they just don't care anymore.
Well, I mean, it feels like they're not putting as much energy into it. I think Jamie Hayter being injured is probably a lot of it. She was the most legitimate feeling wrestler they had in the division, I think. And then when she's
hurt again, right?
Yeah, she's hurt, I think, for a long time. So between what you were saying was for a while it seemed like they were figuring it out, and then they figured it out, and then they lost it. I mean, maybe they had too many eggs in one basket, right? So they kind of figured it out, and then they got derailed all of a sudden. Like, oh wait, they didn't have enough backup reserve type things to fall back on, so now they're scrambling again.
So some of the things though, I just think it's totally their faults why some of them didn't get over. I know Saraya.
Saraya?
She came in, and I thought she was gonna be really good. I do think that they're misusing her. I think she could be a lot better than what she's doing. But I think they just gave up on that as well. And then even Ruby Soho, she's a really good wrestler, and she got some kind of momentum. But then again, it's just kind of all right, we're just gonna put them all together now. I don't know. It just seems like they don't know what they're doing at all now.
Well, that could have. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that could have been a mistake putting them together. So now you're lumping all these three people into one thing. So you could have had three different entities to work with. Now you've just got this one.
Yeah, and as much late hater or lover, with Jade had a belt. Lisa meant something too, so they had some kind of storyline, where it kept it going because she was undefeated and this and that and stuff like that. So I feel when she lost the belt too, then people got hurt, but they're just all over the place. Even All In that's coming up, I didn't hear one thing about any of the females wrestling. I mean, of course, we only know 3 matches on the card, but
yeah, we should know more this week. But I think one mistake was, Jade felt pretty legit. I mean, you and I weren't huge fans of hers, but she was booked well. Mm-hmm. The streak, the undefeated streak she had was
and it was a lot too.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, I don't know, not anytime, but when the company puts that much behind you and hypes you up that much, puts your face on everything and gives you a big streak, that usually lends a lot of legitimacy to your character. It didn't really transfer to Statlander. I like Statlander.
Yeah, I like it
But
too. But
I think, she won in like a run-in, right? Like
mhm.
Jade had just beaten Taya, and they had a little feud, Jade and Taya, which was good. It was a good little feud. And then Taya loses, and then Jade's like, "Who else is there?" And Statlander comes out and beats Jade,
The
and
thing that
that's it. It like she wins the belt and like a surprise one running after a match after she'd already wrestled a match, which is fine. I thought that was awesome. But what they needed to do was give her a legitimate match. Like, you beat me. I just wrestled 20 minutes and you run out. If you really think you're the champ, you'll come and face me, blah, blah, blah. Make it a main event. Give Statlander a real win in a real match. That changes the whole feel of her title run. They didn't
Jade
do
hasn't
that.
been around at all either.
No. And it seems like they probably had something worked in with her. I'm guessing that like she's going to pass the belt, she's going to get time off, or she's going to go, or she's going to move on, whatever. But
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
but then build in that Chris Statlander thing that I just mentioned. Build that in. Do the
Yeah.
Taya stuff earlier.
I, I feel like
If
it would have been different too if it was the first time around when she was supposed to take the belt, but then she got injured. Do you remember? She was the one
oh,
who was
that's
supposed
right.
to, originally. So like, it probably would have been better because Jade wouldn't have some ridiculous amount of it was like 70 something and nothing. And you know me, I really don't like streaks because it no matter what, it's just I feel like it's a downfall no matter who it is.
Right.
But it in the middle though, she only had like maybe like 30 or something like that, whatever it was. But like then Statlander got hurt, and I think if she would have won then they would have been able to feud and do this. Like you know, what I'm saying? It would have been like transitioned better because there was a lot
Maybe
more
you're right.
time.
Yeah,
And
maybe you're right.
but like, and maybe if people got more involved, then Khan would be like, oh wait, maybe we need to focus on this because it seems like he's definitely not trying to focus on making it better.
It doesn't seem like it.
It
Um,
seems a lot worse now if they even get to wrestle. I mean, when they wrestle, it's like 2-3 minutes.
yeah. And even, I mean, they had I think it was a main event match. Tony Storm versus Sheeta. But it didn't feel like that. I don't know. It didn't really
Yeah.
feel like a big
And
deal
why do
for
you?
the.
But what do you think? It's just because of the people they have, or they don't have enough like star power or believable?
I don't know, man. I think, uh, I mean, this is another episode, but like, how much of getting over is the person, how much is the booking? I mean, how much is the talent versus how the talent is booked? And I think it's a combination. Um, I think they probably had to
Some
be,
people go organically.
yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, it's like they have to be given the opportunities to get organically over sometimes. And then if they get over organically, whether they push them or not, or what they do with it,
Mm.
makes a big difference in like how they keep that momentum or not. Um, I think they needed to be a little more creative. Yeah, they don't have that deeper roster, it seems.
And also
Especially with
too,
all the injuries. I
they
think
don't have great speakers. I'm just
mm,
being honest. Like if you think about like, and I know some of them are good. Like Britt's good. Like some of them are good, but it's not like Becky Lynch type good. Like you know what I'm saying, or like Ric Flair type good. Like
well,
Ric Flair, Charlotte Flair. So do you know what I'm saying now? Like they don't have an Eddie female version of Eddie.
no. Well, okay. Another side note, speaking of a female version of Eddie, I think kind of what they could use is a female version of like um Ishii, or a female version of FTR is a better way to put it. Not in terms
Yeah.
of speaking, but in terms of matches.
Mm.
Guys who can't have a bad match. Who,
Yeah.
no matter who you put in the ring with them, it's going to
And,
look good.
and I get
FTR
it.
just did a match with fucking Brian Cage, and people loved it. Like,
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
make anybody look good. You know, I
I
don't
still
think the
feel that way
women's.
with Omega.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So.
I mean, I don't. it's a slightly different thing, but yeah. But like, the Taya Valkyrie Britt Baker match, they were both a little bit off that day. And I think if only one of them was off, it would have been fine. But like, you know, if you had an FTR, a female FTR, after that match where it was a little off and it didn't quite click, a week later you put him in the match with the female FTR, you squeeze some angle in there where they're like buddies all of a sudden, and you put them on a tag team against the lady FTR and just give them back, the momentum they lost from that match, and boom, you're it's like a reset, but they don't, I don't think they really have that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe
There's no
Jamie
one.
Hayter. Maybe
Like
Jamie
it's
Hayter. But
yeah, but you know what? My issues with her though, it seems like she gets hurt a lot. So
mm,
that's where's Deeb?
dude, no, Deep, that's the one.
But
You
where
just
is she?
said it. She can't have a bad match. She's the closest thing they have to that, and I don't know where the fuck she is.
Is she hurt? Like she
I
has to be
don't
hurt or
know.
something because I can't. Please tell me that they fucking didn't let her go. 'Cause that would be
They
like,
couldn't. That'd be ridiculous.
yeah, she'll totally go to WWE.
I mean, I don't know. Well, I think they blew it a little bit with Ty Conti, and now she's pregnant, so she can't wrestle. But like,
Mm,
I thought she was good, and she was getting better and better. And just like her basic shit, like she was somebody who like her shit always looked good,
mm. I
which a lot of the ladies, their shit doesn't always look good. They might be able to put on a good match, like a long-term match, but like just like every move she does, it's just like every kick and punch, like
I,
it looks good. But they didn't book her. They just stopped putting her in matches. Layla Hirsch
I
got hurt.
feel I
Oh
feel
yeah,
Athena's getting if Athena is getting
Athena.
misused. She's getting
Yeah.
misused though. She should be in actual AEW when people actually watch.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. So I think that she shouldn't. She probably is loving it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, she's the champion in ring. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably just loving what she does. But
Whatever, dude. They got Joe on AEW every week. Do the same
yeah,
thing with
yeah,
Athena.
yeah, because she's one of the good. And if you actually let her do her shit,
Yeah.
she's not just she definitely like. I mean, in the beginning she was a little rusty because it has been a while, but then you can see that she's gotten back to her normal self.
Her
And it
stuff
just sucks
still
that you can't.
her stuff
Hmm?
still looks good. I know people criticize her for being stiff sometimes, but her stuff looks good, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, and it's so yeah. I'm curious why they don't use her as too. I just feel like he doesn't think that he doesn't care because they're really like they used to been on TV a little bit more, but now all of a sudden that just dropped like
A
drastically
lot.
a lot.
Well, I know Omega has a lot to do with how the women's division is put together. So I don't know if he has anything to do with this. I mean, obviously he's not. I'm not saying obviously, but um, more likely than not, he's not the final say.
It's my well, my main thing is like when I watched in SummerSlam, side note of like and SummerSlam sucked to me, but I noticed it, and then it gets me thinking about both companies, and I'm like, why do we still see the same fucking people? Like they have decent sized rosters, but we still see the same matches. It seems like.
With AEW or
Yeah, at both. Like, I mean, I know you don't watch WWE, but I'm just saying with both. Like, it's always like, for a fact that like the next, like, let's say pay per view, you already know the seven people that no matter what is going to be in a match.
yeah,
Does that make sense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, without
yeah,
even trying to, um, so the fact that
yeah,
the 7 or 8 people, no matter what, is going to be in every single pay per view, you start to wonder, you're like, where is everyone? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of see. That's why I don't like brand splits because you get old. It gets old when you see the same fucking people feuding.
yeah,
Um, that's why I'm hoping they could work their shit out and they don't do the same shit that SmackDown and Raw does because it's boring as fuck. Like I don't
yeah,
watch the shows because you literally it's like 4 months of the same feud. And I get it. You want storylines and this and that, but it's like when it's the same matches over and over again, and then they'll mix it up. Oh, we'll do a 3-on-3, even though it's the same people that fought with each other. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Or at least do something different with those people. Like MJF's always around, but like now they do the Adam Cole thing, and it felt like a
Mhm.
new thing, and everybody loves it, and it's great. That doesn't mean give people new gimmicks all the time. Like, I don't know, constantly turning people heel and then back to babyface and then back to heel gets after a while. Um, so I don't know about that either, but like you can give them something different, or I just, I mean, going, sorry, I need to like focus more on the women's division, but like there's, there's, there is less for them to work with, right? There are much fewer women.
Yeah, I get that. But this
And a
when
lot of them are, and not a lot of them, but some of them have been injured and in and out and pregnancies and whatever. And then with ROH, you have, but like, I don't know. I mean, dark is not a thing anymore.
they don't do that at all anymore.
Dark is over.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Put those people on TV. I don't know. I mean,
So wait, where the fuck is all them then?
yeah, right, exactly.
Is Dark
DM,
Evolution still over?
no, they're both gone.
When was this?
Months ago, dude, when they started, not months ago, not like, yeah, 2 months ago, maybe. Like when
Well,
they
I never
started
really,
doing
I
Collision.
barely watched Dark, but still, I didn't.
I
Oh, I didn't
stopped
know that.
watching too. But like they did have Diamante run in the other day, but like out of nowhere, oh, Diamante is friends with this person, I guess. They try to explain it really quick. Oh, she was in Ring of Honor and something happened. And like, wait, what? But at least she's there. But like, you know, we had Mercedes Martinez came in the other day, so that's good. She's back. I heard that Layla Hirsch is back from being injured and working in Ring of Honor. Get her on TV. Yeah, where the fuck is Serena Deeb? I don't know. Um,
I don't even have my phone near me. Otherwise, I would look it up right now.
yeah,
Because
I don't know. I mean, bring more people in. Lady Frost came in and was awesome. Is she signed?
is she signed?
Make Lady Frost do stuff. Give her some fucking money and put her on TV. She was great. Um, hey, they're doing stuff with Sky Blue here and there, but it seems. Oh, and Willow. Willow's great, and they're doing stuff with Willow. Man, when she ran out the other day, did you see that? The crowd went crazy. She didn't do anything. She just ran in
Yeah.
for the save. And I'm glad they're using Willow, but like she could probably be there a little bit more. Um,
Uh, not to cut you off, but she had a knee injury.
who? Deeb?
Yeah, I just
Uh,
found that. I'm just looking it up now, and it's like it's been a long time. So,
yeah,
uh, yeah, for over a year now, there has been no sign of. So over a year. Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah. Maybe that
Do,
has a lot to do with it.
yeah. But like I said in the last episode too, um, do something creative with Jamie Hayter. She's a good talker and she can be very charismatic. And you have her with Britt Baker. She doesn't have to wrestle. Have her come out, have her talk, keep her relevant, just to make it feel like there's a little more
Yeah.
star power in the women's division.
Yeah.
They did a great job with Britt Baker when she was injured, coming out with the wheelchair. It was awesome. It was maybe the best era of Britt Baker they had. Um,
Yeah.
I
And you know what's sad is that when Britt Baker was champion, and I'm not a huge fan, like I don't want Britt Baker to be champion again. That's not what I'm saying. But when she was champion, though, she had good promos. She had fucking like she actually literally probably put the whole entire women's division on her back for like the longest time.
yes.
And
Yeah.
but what's funny about that though, it was more fun to watch when she was doing that with the women's division than now. So,
Yeah.
like nothing's like the way they did Jamie. Like I said, maybe because she got injured and then came back, and that's why like it should have been better if the first time around. But um, nothing really like she still doesn't stand out. Like she's good at everything. She's decent, but she's not like stand out like a Jericho type or like you know what I'm saying. Like they need some people like that. Like kind of like what you were saying before with the wrestling, they need someone like that on the mic as well too.
And I think they have that with Britt Baker when they let her do that. She hasn't been at that level since, you
No,
know. Um,
and so and also too, she probably is in a thing saying like you know what I want them to what's it called it I think she says somehow she wanted to not be champion again because she wants everyone else to shine. But I feel
yeah,
like she
and
needs
I
to do more
think
things.
yeah,
Like she's not wrestling anymore. She's not really doing much. So like I think she needs to keep like go to each one and like either have a feud or give him more pointers or like anything because something has to have a spark.
Yeah.
Like they don't because I love Athena, but she's not even the one for the talker too. Like they just need someone who knows how to really speak well. This way here, no matter what, the promo is going to be good. Like kind of like a Rock type. How like even
Yeah.
if he had shitty ass opponents, he made any kind of fucking thing good.
Well, I fear that one of the problems with the women is not necessarily the talent, but like their stuff seems to be a little more scripted, and if not literally scripted, like more like managed. You know what I mean? Because like somebody like Jimmy Hayter, like you could just, I mean, she has a presence. She can talk if you just let her talk. But I feel like she's always trying to like fit in some preconceived narrative that somebody gave to her, or like remember the bullet points that she was given.
Hmm.
I feel like a Britt and Jimmy Hayter could really shine a lot more on the mic if they had fewer restrictions. Now, as I'm going to do, I'm going to go down. I pulled up the roster. So let's see who's who and what they're doing with everybody. And this is kind of funny. All the women we talked about, the
Hmm.
one person that we didn't mention. I mean, there's a lot of
Oh,
people we didn't mention, but like of the most significance,
what?
Hikaru Shida, the champion. And
I didn't even know she was the champion, to be honest with you.
she beat Tony
That's
Storm.
that's how like I don't know if it's so quick, the matches are quick or whatever, like because I actually been watching. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, she beat
So
Tony Storm.
yeah, that's insane.
I think that was a mistake. And I know she's over with the crowd. There are not a lot of wrestlers on a. I like almost everybody. There's a few wrestlers I'm not particularly into, as we've talked about, and some the fans like them and they have their qualities and whatever. Hikaru Shida is one of the wrestlers that like I don't quite get. Um, she just doesn't quite do it for me, and so like putting the belt on her, I kind of really fell flat for me. Um, but I don't think this is, and whether or not the crowd likes her, I didn't think this was the time to put the belt on Sheeta, who can't really do a promo with the language barrier, which is like, again, I've talked about this before. Let people do promos in their native language and put subtitles. We know how to read. It's always better. Hikaru Shida struggling to speak English doesn't make her seem any more, legitimate. She'll
Yeah.
sound cooler speaking in Japanese and letting us read the translation, or put Omega with her as like a manager to translate.
I was actually gonna think about that for the next question. Like I wouldn't mind seeing someone having a manager. Like you know what I'm saying? Like have like someone like Eddie Kingston like takes in someone, let's say.
Yeah, they
And
could
like
use some
he's like
managers. I mean,
they
they
could
did
use some
it.
managers.
They did it with Smart Mark and Jade. Um,
And I guess I don't know if you call Britt Baker was kind of a manager, I guess, but like
yeah,
you
Saraya
can't
is
really.
kind of a manager, and she can talk. She's probably the maybe the best talker among the women.
Mm.
Um,
And that's why I think she's misused as well too. I think that's like their own faults.
yeah,
I think she could have helped out more. I get it. If she can't wrestle, she should have been just a manager then. Because I feel like that she shouldn't really be wrestling as much as they say. That's why she hasn't wrestled that much.
yeah.
Um, I
I
think
think
that she should just be a manager, but she should have done it like in a different way. I don't know. I feel like it's
they had Vicky for a little while too.
because they feel back to them like Ruby Soho and all them. They just feel like a team, like a faction. They don't feel like that she's the manager.
Yeah, that's
Do you know what I'm
true.
saying?
There's got to be like
It's
some.
it's like she's their Moxley.
I fear there's a little bit of like double standard, like sexist double standard that they don't bring in certain women. Like you could bring in 70-year-old Jake the Snake to be a manager. Where is a 70-year-old female that they're bringing in? they probably don't want to bring in somebody quote unquote old because women are supposed to be pretty. But like, I guarantee you, there's some older veteran wrestlers out there that would be good managers for the women's division if they would give them a
Mm.
chance.
Yeah, yeah, they need something.
About
But
Veda
I think,
Scott, right? Veda Scott, she's an announcer. Bring her in as a
mm,
manager or something. Like she's an indie announcer. I'm sure she'd be into that.
it it does like it's not as bad as like the Diva era, what they had like in WWE.
Yeah, because that was
But it
like
feels like
condescending.
yeah. So it's not that, but it does feel like it's almost like they're not trying to make him be that way, but he's treating them almost like
Yeah.
they're like, eh. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I'm not saying like it's the same type of feel of it, but he's to me, I feel like Khan's maybe not with the times as well. Because he's a fucking fanboy like all of us, and he just has money to let's put this together. So you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Ooh,
don't
we're
know.
running out of time. Let me go through this roster real quick. All right.
All right.
First up is Abaddon. Now,
Where is she?
I haven't seen her in forever. 2023 record is 2-0. So she's wrestled 2 matches. I don't even remember those two. She's cool. You know, the crowd likes her. Like, use her for something. You know, she's really
But
she's.
she's never on Dynamite or
I know.
Rampage or anything.
Like she I don't know. She bring her out there. She doesn't have to be a top star, but like
So if they got rid of Dark and them, I guess she's not doing anything.
who knows? She wrestled twice, so I guess I don't know. Maybe
Uh,
she's injured too. Then there's Anna Jay, who, I don't
yeah,
know. She's fine. Um,
the Bella Twins.
she's kind of in her role. Athena, we talked about. She's great. She'd be used better. Britt Baker, we talked a lot about. Diamante, we mentioned briefly. I think Diamante's good. She looks like a badass. Bring her in. Give her a bigger role. Hopefully they have something in mind for her because they just brought her in the other day. Again, her what is she? 1-1 in singles, 0-2 tag team. That's probably all on Dark. Because they did have Dark at one point this year, so I assume the stats still apply. But I like Diamante. I think she could be really cool.
Mm,
Emi Sakura, she's one of those, utility players, kind of not going to be a big star, but is good and can wrestle a solid match, and somebody that, and they've used her a bit. She's got a larger record, 12, which she's had like 20 matches this year. Um, put her in the ring with somebody to give him a win and have him look good. Harley Cameron, I don't know what her deal is. She's a blonde lady who is in the worst gimmick AEW's done since the Nightmare Collective. QTV thing is unwatchable. And so I can't say what her deal is. I guess she's had 2 singles matches, which I don't remember. Hikaru Shida, we talked about. Jade Cargill is obviously on hiatus. Jamie Hayter, we've talked about. Julia Hart, she gets some ring time. She's cool. She's not big time, but like she's over. She's in the faction that gives her a little bit more credibility, and
yeah,
I think they're using her pretty well.
yeah, no, yeah, she's fine actually with the faction. Yeah,
Kira Hogan is there. It looks like they're going to probably start using her a little more. She came in the other day. Statlander we talked about. Layla Gray hasn't really been used since um Jade, the whole Jade baddies thing stopped being a thing.
yeah.
And she's like, I mean, she's not going to change things, by her presence alone, but just a lot of this is just like, look how many people they have to work with.
Yeah.
Layla Hirsch, she has a 0-0 record for the year, so she might still be hurt. I thought she had appeared in Ring of Honor recently, but I don't know. I think Layla Hirsch is great. I hope they use her more. Madison Rain doesn't show up much on TV. And I think that's fine. She's backstage and supposedly doing a really good job. We talked about briefly a while ago that when she showed up, things started to look better. So I think she does make a difference backstage. Maybe she could be a manager. She might be one of those veteran managers they could use,
Mhm.
Marina Shafir, she's been looking better lately, doing the whole shoot style thing. Mercedes Martinez, hopefully they use her more. She showed up recently. Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose is somebody who puts on good matches, was champ. She's somebody I think they can use like what we're talking about to make somebody else look good. I think her
Mhm.
matches are usually good. And because she was champ for a long time, she's somebody that can like help give somebody the rub if they put her in the ring with her. Paige Van Zant is on this list. I don't think she's really there.
No,
She
I don't
showed
think
up
so either.
once. Penelope Ford, I assume, is injured. I don't know why she hasn't been around. Um, Rebel, they never did anything with. She's not particularly good in the ring, but she worked, with her sidekick job with Britt Baker. I liked that. Red Velvet hasn't been around. I don't know if she's injured. Riho, I don't think we need a lot of Riho. She's good at, for what she does, and too much Riho, I think, is too much. Um, Ruby Soho is good. She's, we talked about that. She could probably be better on her own with a little more of a push. Saraya, Serena Deeb, Sky Blue, we talked about. Ty Mello is pregnant. Taya Valkyrie. I think Taya Valkyrie needed to have that win over Britt Baker recently.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, she got all this push in this feud with uh, Jade, and then they didn't really do that much with her. I mean, she's still on TV. Britt didn't need the win. She's always going
Yeah.
to feel like the top person, no matter what.
Mhm.
Taya could have used the win, and she could have been somebody that could have really given a rub to some of the other people who could use it. The bunny, I don't know if she's hurt or not. She hasn't been around. She's not going to change things, but the way they've used her in the past has been good. Thunder Rosa, we didn't talk about at all.
Yeah,
Uh,
she's kind of toxic though, I heard.
I heard she's tried to work things out. So you got to give people second chances. I believe that she's done a lot for the division. Like her blood matches with Britt were amazing. Um, they need her back. I think they really need her back, and she has star power. I think,
Mm.
um, if she can work stuff out. Tony Storm, I think, is great. She's gotten better and better as a heel promo.
Mm.
She's a great wrestler. I think ring wise, Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter are the two best.
And it's funny too because I didn't really like Tony Storm in the beginning,
Me either.
but I feel like she definitely grown on to me like as her role changed.
She won me over, and I think that's always a good sign. Like if somebody can change your perspective, they're doing something right.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and I think Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter is probably what they had planned for All In, and it's a shame that Jamie Hayter is injured because that would have been good.
again.
Yeah.
What is this
Raw,
like the third time?
I don't know. But she's great. And I hope they keep her at the top of the card, even though she lost that match to Shida, which, I don't know. We'll see. The last two are Willow Nightingale, who we talked about. I think she's great. Push her up the card. The fans love her. She just has to show up and they pop, and she's just got this exuberance and this excitement around her. She's got this excitement of like a new up and coming wrestler, but she also just her personality is just like electric.
Yeah.
She's awesome. And then Yuka Sakazaki is the last one on here. She is never around. 4 matches this year, it looks like.
And,
She's
and
good.
again though, like I said, this you still don't have heavy speakers in that whole list.
No, that's true.
And
And
that's what I
Willow,
feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
She's
not
not
like I
like a
said. Like,
speaker
and I
speaker,
don't.
but she's got a personality that people
Yeah, I
can.
don't try to compare. Like, I'm not like comparing like what's better
Okay.
and whatever. But like I said, if you had like Becky Lynch or someone like that, or Charlotte Flair who could actually talk and you feel it and whatever, I think it'll help them out a lot.
Well, that's not going to happen. All in. I mean, if they could have a couple of just have Mercedes show up for a match here or there, that would be huge. And she can talk. Um,
Yeah. Who do you think is going to actually be the match in Nolan?
I can't
Of them.
even guess with them putting the
You,
belt on.
I hope to God that they put like at least one in. Like,
Oy vey. Well, maybe we'll
can you
find out
imagine if they
tomorrow.
didn't?
Oh, it'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, with that,
Yeah.
we're almost out of time.
Oh,
Seconds away.
Paige is probably going to be in a match because she's from London, isn't she?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. So they're going to do something. They're going to do the whole hometown
I don't know if she'll be in
person thing.
a major match. She might be like lower on the card.
She'll still get a huge pop, I'm sure.
Yeah, tag match maybe.
Yeah.